Hi, welcome to NX 12 video tutorial. I want to do that crossbeam exercise now in NX 12. So let's have fun with Siemens NX. Okay, so let's start with some extrudes first. So go for extrude, connected curves. I want this curve, yes. I want to make it symmetric, and let's go for 210. Let's take a look if it works. Yeah, that's okay, and apply. Then another extrude with this one. Should go the other direction and make it, yeah, maybe 700. Like this, and okay. Now let's go for a fillet or a face blend in this case. Let's go for surface, face blend, and body face is this one. Arrow points in the correct direction, and this one. So just turn it around and make it 200, and through all faces, trim body blend, yes, okay. Now another extrude with that one right here. So go for another extrude, connected curves, yes, turn it around. 700 might be a little bit too much, so let's go for, let's take a look. Bring it down to, let's say, 200 and make it, make it symmetric maybe. And confirm. And now I want to do another face blend. Between this one, yeah, and that one. And of course you have to switch to that selection. Looks good, and make it 15. And confirm. Nice. Now I need an offset surface to that one by 3 millimeters. So let's go to offset surface. I want to offset that face. Again, it's body faces. Let's make it 50 just to see in which directions it goes. Yes, that's okay. And it should be 3 millimeter. And okay, so I should have two bodies. Let's switch to non-time stamp order. That's the one, and that's the offset surface. So let's hide this for a moment and give that one a different color. Maybe make it green. And okay, and okay. So it's easier to see which one is which. Go back to timestamp order and put those things, those features into a feature group, and I will call this one the base surface and offset. And confirm. So I want to start with that square emboss, but it might be a good idea to extract the geometry of this one and fix it at the timestamp. So go for home, more, go for extract geometry, and I want to extract the body, this body, the offset surface. It should be associative, but it should be fixed at the current timestamp. And confirm. And I want to hide this one, and I could work with that extracted body. Now let's hide this one as well. And first I want to start with this. I could put this into that feature group right here. I want to start with that square emboss, so therefore I will need a bounded plane. I could hide that one as well, like this. Go for surface, look for the bounded plane. There it is. Connected curves, like this, and OK. Now I want to use a law extension surface. There you go. Face, yes, the curve would be not tangent, but at least connected curves. Let's select them. Okay, and the face would be this one. Now the angle should be 60 degrees or minus 60. Let's check. Let's try minus 60. Looks good. And that would be the length. Let's see, let's go for 10. That's the wrong direction, so let's go here for 30. And the other end should be 10. Check asymmetric right here. It's constant, constant, constant. And confirm. Now I can do a fillet or a face blend between this surface, turn that around, and that one. And of course not 15, but let's say 3 millimeters. Let's make a preview. Looks good, and confirm. And I got my square emboss. That's just those 3. So go there and make a new feature group and call it square emboss. And confirm. So I might even change the value to 50. Okay. Nice. Okay, now I need my original base surface. That would be this one, so I should maybe rename this one. Call this one base 1, so it's easier to see. And the extracted body would be the offset surface. That's okay. Now let's show that base surface. Okay, and maybe give it a different color as well. So change this one and give it a different, no, that's the one, and I want to have a different color. So make this one a darker blue, maybe like that, and okay, and confirm. Now I want to connect those two, so go for another face blend between this face and that one. and that arrow should point to the outside, yes, and that one should be turned around, and go for 3 mm and confirm. Great, so that would be my base 2 surface. Base 2. And of course I could move that inside that feature group like that. Now let's switch to that runway emboss. So I will need an extrude. With that curve, go for connected curves. Line, yes. Not a solid, I need a sheet, and make it, yeah, make it symmetric. Maybe, yeah, 100. And okay. Now I need this. I want to trim, so go for surface trim sheet, and I want to keep the target, yes, and target would be this surface, and the boundary would be that one, and I want normal to face, no, it should go along a vector, along this vector, and one region is selected. Let's take a look what happens. Could be okay. Let's see. What's the trim sheet? No, that's wrong. That seems to be okay. If I hide this, let's take a look if that's selectable. Yeah. I will need an offset surface from that trim sheet. That's really hard to see. If I hide my face, hide, yeah, that's better. Now let's make an offset surface from that one. Make it 50 just to check, because it's very hard to see, and I want to go for 6 mm. And okay. Now let's show our extrude. And I want to make a fillet between the offset and that one. Let's go for face blend. The offset surface, this one, check the arrow, that's okay, it's going down. And if I select the second face, this should go to the inside. So switch it, and okay. Great. Then show our base, not this one. Show this one, yeah, that's okay. And now make a fillet between those two. So go for another face blend between that surface, and it should go up like that. And this one should go to the outside, so it should go up as well in this case. Make it 3 or 2 mm, that's okay, and confirm. Quite nice. And of course I could hide that curve and those curves, but right now it's okay. Now let's go for the stripe here. Therefore I need to project that line onto that surface. Maybe that color is not as, let's see how that projected one, I should change the color. And of course I should put those into a feature group. And that would be the runway emboss. And the last one is my base 3 surface. Base 3 or step 3. And maybe change the color of that surface to maybe a grayish tone, or maybe that color, cyan, and confirm. Now I want to project this line onto that surface, so go for Menu, Insert, Derived Curve, project that line onto this surface. The vector would be that direction, and OK. Now I need parallel curves, so let's go to, again, or maybe it's in the curve, let's see, curve. It would be an offset curve in face. There you go. I want to offset with a constant value this curve, that one, connected. Yes. Let's go for 6 mm. The face or plane would be that face. And you got normal to vector or normal to curve. So we'll go for normal to vector, specify vector. So you have to use that vector because it goes normal to that one. That would be parallel. That's the y-axis, yes. And make sure it's trimmed to face edges and remove self-intersection. Don't extend to face edges, or don't extend to each other, or trim to each other within section. And it should be associative, yes, apply. Now I need a second one on the other side. So this should be the original one. Check the projected curve. Oh yeah, it went to this side. So face would be that one again. Vector would be the same, but offset should go to the other side. Yes, 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 and okay. Now I need two planes. Normal to that one in the middle, so go for home, datum plane on curve, yes. Curve would be this one, and that might be 0% of the arc length. Normal to path, yes, apply. With the same one again, now it should be 100%. And okay. Let's trim. Surface trim sheet, and I want this to be the target, and the boundary should be defined by this plane, that curve right here, that plane, and that curve. And I want to discard that region, this region, and that region, and okay. So that would be the trim sheet, and I need an offset surface. That trim sheet, and again make it 50 just to see if it goes in the right direction, like that, and I will go for 6 mm as before and confirm. Great.